3, nutrition, one of the most important pillars of all, if in fact your goal is changing your body composition or getting healthy in general, right? So let's start right here. I think this confuses a lot of people, right? What is food? Because we're so used to shaming ourselves or eliminating a macronutrient or following diets based on popularity or Hollywood or magazine, or I think it's important like what we eat food for, right? Macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats, and micronutrients, vitamins and minerals that are also in those proteins, carbs, and fats as well, right? Well, we eat food to nourish us, right? To replenish us. We exert energy, there's processes in the body, metabolic processes that take energy, that take food, and it takes that food and utilizes it, brain food and hormones and all types of incredible stuff with biochemistry that food is related to, right? It's to nourish and it's to keep us alive, keep us healthy, keep us breathing, right? Give us energy throughout the day. So food is also social, right? We like to eat with people, and we like to break bread with people and have fun, and we laugh and we play and we party, right? That's another thing. So food sometimes is mindless as well. People don't have an idea of what they're supposed to eat. They just eat by how they feel and they don't really pay attention. So hopefully after this quick lesson on nutrition, we're gonna keep it really simple. You're gonna have a better idea on what food is, why we eat it, and how to eat better, make better choices, okay? So one thing we need to get clear is whatever food you are eating, right, and whatever combination it is, the calories are the king, right? So I think it's important. Most people are talking about fats and carbs and eliminating a macronutrient, taking the carbs out, taking fat out, vegan diets, paleo diets over here, keto diets over here. I mean, there's all types of diets out there that people are following, cookie diets, and we'll get to that in a second. But calories are ultimately the king. You can get fat off of 2,000 calories of chicken, brown rice, and broccoli, okay? It can happen. So don't think, that you can eat as much as you want of a good food or a clean food. That's a kind of a very popular word right now, clean dieting or clean eating, right? So let's make sure that we're taking into account the totality of your day. Now, calories depends on your weight, depends on your height, depends on your metabolic rate, depends on your goal, right? So we need to determine that. And I like to use fitday.com for that. Unless you might have a health professional that's really good and giving you exact calorie counts for your day. But fitday.com or another app that you might enjoy, I don't care, I'm not married to any of them, but you can put those numbers in there, your height, your weight, your goal, the time frame you want to reach that goal, and it's gonna spit out some calories content that you need to eat on a daily basis. Now, I don't really care how you split up those calories throughout the day. There's a lot of people that say you need it every 2 to 3 hours. There's people that say you shouldn't eat past 6. It's irrelevant. There is no science that shows you should eat a certain amount of meals per day. Meal frequency is irrelevant to me. It's what works best for you, all right? So if it's 2,000 calories you need, I don't care if you have one meal of 2,000 calories or 2 meals of 1,000 calories, excuse me. It doesn't matter to me. If you go over that 2,000 calorie mark, there's a very likely chance that you're gonna gain weight. So we need to be aware of how many calories you're taking in on a daily basis, regardless. If you're on a cookie diet, a keto diet, a soup diet, or a vegetarian diet, all right? It does not matter. Calories are in fact king, and there is nothing that will debate that, all right? Fat versus carb. A great study I just saw recently is if protein stays exactly the same and someone is eating lower carb or lower fat, it does not matter. With protein staying exactly the same, there's very little difference between a weight loss a scenario on a low fat or a low carb diet. What does it come down to? Preference. Comes down to your lifestyle. Turns out that what it works best for you is what works best for you, right? We call it biochemical individuality. I do better on a higher fat, low carbohydrate diet. I just feel better on it. My energy is good. I sleep better. I thrive on it. If I eat pasta, I fall asleep. If I eat chicken, I fall asleep. You may thrive on chicken and pasta. As long as you don't go over that 2,000 calories, you're gonna be just fine, but figure out what food works best for you. Don't worry about anybody else and what works for Kim Kardashian or your favorite Hollywood star. You need to pay attention to your body, those signals that it's giving you every time you eat. What is it telling you? And then you need to make changes based on that. It's kind of a trial and error, but everything should be based on those calories for the day. Protein is steady. You need to have protein at every meal. Figure out what that is from fitday.com too, and then figure out what macronutrient balance you need that works best for you. So I don't care if it's low fat or low carb, one of those needs to be played with protein staying the same, right? Fad diets, I just went into that a second ago. Just know that you can be on the worst diet, cookie diet or whatever. Is it sustainable though? Because the only reason fad diets work, there's only one reason and one reason only. It's because it's lower calorie. If you got results on a fad diet, I don't care what it was, if you weren't able to maintain and stay on that diet forever, then what's the point, right? So you need to figure out a diet or a lifestyle food plan that works for you and is sustainable forever and it's working. It's not causing health problems, right? So I don't care. Like, it's not about, I always tell people, like, look, you can go on a cookie diet if you want. You can get really lean on it. But what difference does it make if you're lean and sick, if you're lean and ill, or lean and dead, right? The goal is health. Focusing on health and everything else will fall into place, right? So I'm not big on fad diets. I'm big on finding a diet or a meal plan or a meal strategy that works best for you, right? Calories are everything, but figure out what type of calories you need to maintain or to get that goal, but maintain that type of lifestyle forever. It needs to be sustainable. So now, what do you eat? What should you eat? Well, everything based off those calories, right? But the majority of your food should really come from the perimeter of the store, right? That's where the most nutritious foods are, that I believe. Like processed foods, I want you to limit those. I want you to try to get away from foods that are in a box, food that has a shelf life, food that has an expiration date, foods that will last forever, right? You want to eat foods that will spoil, that will go bad. And what are those? You're talking about protein products, you're talking about vegetables, and you're talking about fruits. For the bulk of your calories should be coming from the perimeter of the store where the chicken, the steak, the fish, there's proteins, the vegetables, the broccoli, the asparagus, the kale, the collards, all those greens that you're not eating enough of, that's where they live, right? Same thing with the fruit. Apples, pears, strawberries, berry family, whatever. Those things are all in the perimeter, and guess what? They have no more than one ingredient. So I want you to focus the bulk of your diet on foods that have no more than one ingredient. And if you can do that 90% of the time, and I say 90% of the time because there's gonna be a 10% leeway where I want you to eat whatever you want. Let's be realistic here. We're not bodybuilders. If you are, then that's your choice, and you may need to be careful with that 10%. But if you're a general population, somebody just wants to fit better in their clothing and move better, feel better, look better, somebody wants to change their health, there's no need for you to be perfect 100% of the time. And so don't be neurotic, be realistic. There's gonna be times where you're gonna be at a party, eat whatever you want. Just allow that to be 10%, your 90-10 rule. Cool thing about that is if you're having 3 meals a day, right, times 7, that's 21 meals. If you utilize the 90-10 rule, that's giving you 2.1 cheat meals a week. I mean, if you want to call them cheat meals. But you're allowing yourself to have whatever you want 2.1 times per week. No big deal. Allow yourself to do that. Plan for it. Friday night, you want to have pasta and a glass of wine? Do it. Want to have pancakes on Sunday morning? Absolutely do it. But then you get back on your diet. You get right back on your meal plan. It's not really a diet, it's your lifestyle because it's sustainable, right? We want to find something that works for you, that's getting the result you're looking for, and we want to be able to maintain and eat that particular food or that lifestyle forever. Majority of your food that has no more than one ingredient, it's not in a box, doesn't have a shelf life, it doesn't have a large ingredients list. It's real food. Understand something very important. No matter how many days a week you work out, you'll never be able to out-train a poor diet, right? I see fat marathon runners all the time. I see fat aerobic instructors all the time. Fat spinning instructors all the time. You cannot compete with the amount of times you put something in your mouth. There's 168 hours in a week. You're gonna work out 3 to 5 of those, most likely 3. There's 165 other hours in a week that you're gonna mess up everything. Like I said, if you're eating 3 meals a day, times 7, that's 21 times you're gonna be putting food in your mouth. Most likely it's more than 21 times. And you're only working out 3 times, can't compete. Don't think you can compete with a poor diet, right? So there it is, Nutrition 101, keeping it simple. So important, mindset and nutrition. Without it, we're just not gonna see those results we're looking for. I'll see you on the other side. Number 3 coming up.